Repeat after me. Ah, noon.
Ah, noon.
Ah, atum.
Ah, atum.
Ah, shu.
Ah, shu.
Ah, tefnu.
Ah, tefnu.
Ah, geb.
Ah, geb.
Ah, nu.
Ah, nu.
Ah, asar.
Ah, asar.
Ah, aset.
Ah, aset.
Ah, sutek.
Ah, sutek.
Ah, nepet.
Ah, nepet.
Ah, heru.
Ah, heru.
Ah, heru.
Ah, heru.
Ah, ma'at.
Ah, mahat.
Ah, kosu.
Ah, kosu.
Ah, jehuti.
Ah, jehuti.
Ah, hetheru.
Ah, hetheru.
Ah, sekmet.
Ah, sekmet.
Ah, baset.
Ah, baset.
Ah, hetheru.
Ah, hetheru.
Ah, hetheru.
Ah, hetheru.
We offer our attention and our minds to the principles of creation as embodied by the Hetheru. We seek freedom and separation from all things that distract us from our true self at this time. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
10,000 blessings upon your head. Thank you for joining us for the third teaching in the Kemetic Spiritual Science series dedicated to the ancient African science known as Hetheru. Thank you for supporting the Temple of Holistic Knowledge, a temple of the Corellian tradition. My name is Reverend Phoenix Coffin Williams, and locally I am the chief priest of the Temple of Holistic Knowledge. Internationally, I am the first priest and co-head of the Corellian tradition, an international tradition with members and temples all around the world, including North, Central, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. The Corellian tradition is a tradition open to those seeking a path of enlightenment and to rediscover the divinity inherent in themselves and all creation. We offer education and encouragement to all those who wish to celebrate the influence of wisdom in their lives. And we also offer the inner court or initiatory path for those called to the clergy to demonstrate and serve the principles we declare with our lives. Anyone interested in either celebrating or demonstrating their faith can speak to the other clergy present following this service to get their questions and their curiosity satisfied. Last time we met, we discussed the god Geb, the bolt who keeps unevolved souls from entering into heaven. We discussed his existence as the earth itself and all of the things that arise from the earth. And we talked about the need to master the principle of magnetism so that we may become enlightened enough to pass into the duat after this life. Today, we will do the exact same thing with the divinity Hetheru. Hetheru is also known as Hathor or Ator, and her presence in the Ennead is quite unique. When discussing the coming of the gods, we usually have to return to the creation story and isolate their identities, their principles, and their functions as revealed in myth. However, this is not the case with Hetheru. Hetheru was not created as distinct or descended by Atum, the supreme being, in the same manner that Shu, Tefu, Geb, Nut, Asar, Aset, Sutek, Neptet, and Hetheru were. Uniquely, yet not exclusively, Hetheru is actually an aspect of the supreme being. She is known in myth and in philosophy as the right eye of Atum, and is considered supreme herself, not as separate from Atum, but as a distinct component of that supremacy. She is known as the mistress of the West, the lady of Amenta, the mistress of life, the mistress of heaven, and the mistress of the offering. In the mythologies where the supreme creator masturbated to begin the act of creation, it is said that she was the hand that aroused the supreme one and the force of power contained within the seed itself. Ultimately, she is known as the queen of the gods, and we will examine her principles and her subtlety using two myths regarding her mysteries. The first myth is called the destruction of mankind. So let all those with ears listen closely and hear how the golden one became the red one. Atum, the aging sun, looked down upon mankind and saw their hearts heavy with its sin. Their words like scorpions, like serpents. He called to his eye, his faithful, his burning justice. Go, he commanded. Teach them the weight of their deeds. She went, Hetheru, Hathor, lady of the sistrum, mistress of turquoise and joy. She went out as Sekhmet, the lioness whose roar cracks mountains. She did not go gently. She went as the desert wind that strips flesh from bone, as the fire that devours the rotting field. She drank their blood until the sands ran red, until the very gods grew afraid of her thirst. But here is what the old text whispers softly. She did not wish to stop. The taste of their wrongdoing was sweet to her fury. The sistrum's rattle had become a war drum. She would have emptied the two lands and slept sated in the silence. Yet Atum, her body, her son, saw what he had unleashed, and he mixed 7,000 jars of beer with mandrake and ochre, the color of blood, the taste of sleep. He poured them across the fields of Heliopolis like a second Nile, a Nile of oblivion. She came to drink, the lioness, the furious, the justified. She bent her golden head and drank, and drank, and drank, until her fury drowned in sweetness, until she woke as Hetheru again, dancing, shaking the sistrum, her 7 plates dripping with red beer rather than red blood. The people lived, she danced, the system sang. But hear this, children. The lioness does not cease to exist because she sleeps. She dreams beneath Hetheru's turquoise skin. She waits beneath her 7 glories. And when mankind again forgets that joy is sacred, that beauty is law, that the sistrum's rattle keeps its set at bay, she will rise, not as destruction, but as necessary transformation. For this is the mystery she embodies. Pleasure is not the opposite of power, but its root. The sistrum shakes loose what is crystallized and dead. The beer that saved mankind was not denial, it was the transformation of fury into festival. She is the one who weeps for the dead and dances for the living. She is the eye that burns and the breast that nurtures. She is the threshold where wrath becomes resurrection. Remember, Ma'at is not maintained by silence, but by sacred noise, by the sistrum, by the dance, by the lioness who knows when to roar and when to drink, when to devour and when to forgive. The golden one and the red one are one and the same goddess, and she is still watching.
So speaks the high priest, so remembers the West.
From here, the story of Hetheru reveals her ability to be a ferocious warrior in her aspect as Kemetic, indicating that this spirit will show up authentically based on our own presentation and can bless or ravish based on the presence of Ifset. Ifset is chaos, it is violence, it is disorder, it is injustice. It is the exact opposite of Ma'at. Her blessings can bring the joy that we so desperately wish to cling to, and the death that she offers is that which restores order from chaos. Hetheru is best known as the goddess of passionate love, yearning, and undomesticated power. She is the goddess of joy, pleasure, and music. She is a goddess of fate, as demonstrated in her connection to the 7 Hetheru's. She represents the abundant power of the sun. Reconciling oneself with Hetheru denotes, by extension, contacting the animated source of energy that maintains all creation. Reconciling with Hetheru also signifies moving in accordance with Ma'at, another supreme being who is an aspect of Atum. Hetheru is a goddess who breathes fire and whose light banishes the darkness that is ignorance and delusion. Let's take a look at the second myth real quick. This one involves her husband, Heru. This is the story of Hetheru healing the eyes of Heru. So listen closely, children, and know how the Golden One restored what was torn. Heru, the young king, also known as Horus, the young king, the winged disc, the child of Auset's tears, he lay wounded. Sutek, his uncle, the adversary, his necessary shadow, had struck at the very source of his power. The eyes of Heru, the sun and the moon of his vision, were scattered, one torn by violence, one dimmed by grief. The throne of the 2 lands teetered, the bark of heaven threatened to sink. She found him beneath the sycamore, where she nurses the dead and revives the living. He was not dead, but he was not alive, not in the way that a king ought to be. His right eye, the solar fire, wept blood. His left eye, the lunar dream, saw only darkness. She did not come with spells, although she did know them, and she did not come with swords, although she would wield them when Ma'at demanded. She came as Hetheru, as the house itself. She came with what only she could offer, the milk of transformation. She placed him at her breast, not as an infant, but as potential. She gave him the white nectar that turns death to dream, that turns dream to dawn. She anointed his brow with myrrh and lotus, the sense of preservation and becoming. She sang the 7 glories into his shattered orbs, beauty to see the world's worth, pleasure to desire its healing, music to harmonize its chaos, ecstasy to transcend its pain, protection to guard its fragility, fertility to create anew, and wrath to defend what is sacred. And she danced. Oh, how she danced. The sistrum shook loose the crystallized sorrow. The Menat grounded his flight into madness. Her feet struck the earth 7 times, and with each strike, a piece of his vision returned. The right eye blazed again, sun clear, seeing truth. The left eye opened, moon deep, seeing mystery, and Hetheru arose. The throne was firm. The contendings continued, but now he could see his adversary, and therefore himself. But let those with ears hear the deeper drumbeat. Children, the eyes were not restored by force, but by nurture, not by conquest, but by receiving. The king who would rule the two lands had to become the child at the breast. The solar fire had to be cooled by lunar milk. The warrior had to accept the vulnerability of being held. This was another of her mysteries. Power perfected through pleasure, sovereignty softened by sweetness. Hetheru could not restore his own eyes. He who would restore all things needed to be restored. And she, the golden one, the threshold between life and death, between wrath and dance, she is the one who makes such transformations possible. She is not merely a nurse. She is the house where the broken is made whole, where the scattered is gathered, where the king remembers he was once a child, and the child foresees he will be king. The sycamore still stands, the milk still flows, and whenever your only vision is torn, whenever you cannot see your path, come to her threshold. She does not promise it will not hurt. She does promise that the hurt will turn into dance.
So speaks the high priest, so remembers the West.
As stated, Hetheru is not one of the children of Atum in the same way that the other divinities in the company of gods are. She is not a principle of creation. She is much more subtle than that. Her presence is even more subtle. She represents the power that maintains all creation. She supports the ongoing existence of the universe. She is the vitality and life force of the universe. Without her, there would be no energy to support or maintain creation. Perhaps the mysteries of Hetheru reveal that joy, yearning, pleasure, music, love, and righteous use of power provide the energy required for the universe to continue on its predetermined path. As she pertains to the development of our souls and the purification of our personalities, she is the force that allows us to uncover those mysteries related to the nature of things, the power that allows us to move through the veil of illusion and heal from the pain our own heated egos cause us. She is the force that allows us to search for and find the answers to such questions as, what is the nature of joy? What is the nature of ecstasy? What is the nature of anger, sadness, or envy? What is the nature of time and space? What is the relationship between pain and ecstasy? What responsibility do we as people with power have to our communities? Go forward from this place with lessons, with encouragement to experience joy whenever it presents itself. But also remember that it comes with responsibility. So will it be.
So will it be.
So we do have the 7 glories of Hetheru here. And what we will do is we will charge these with a particular kind of joy that we would wish to see in our community. A joy associated with freedom, maybe. A joy associated with laughter, fulfillment.
Thank you.
But think about the type of joy that you wish to see and push it into the candle. Visualize it. Maybe think about what might happen to the community should this joy present itself when it dawns on us that we are entitled to the pleasure, that we are entitled to freedom. We are entitled to experience love and abundance. These are not rights that are given to us. These are things that we are entitled to just because we are here. When you are done empowering your candle, go ahead and etch an X on it with your nail. Now you're gonna come up. One at a time. We do invoke the 7 glories of Hetheru. May her blessing descend upon us. May she restore us and fulfill us and uplift us in the ways that only she can. We do lift up our hearts and our minds, and we receive this divine love. And we commit to shining it, to sharing it, to delivering it to all who would cross our path. In line with the divinity of Ma'at, so would it be.
So would it be.
This is the milk of Hetheru, poured out for us. So that we may know joy and abundance, ecstasy, pleasure, righteousness, nurturance, security, connectedness, abundance, faithfulness, friendship, laughter, the joys of the dance, the harmony of music, elation, euphoria, satisfaction, freedom, all in their most unadulterated forms. So let's drink her milk and remember. and let us commit to receiving her blessings fully, without resistance or without hesitation. So motivate.
So
motivate.
Anyone got questions, concerns, anything that you want us to consult the dice about? Come on up. And ask the dice, and then roll them onto the platform.
Here?
Probably over there where it's more space.
And then less fire.
Mhm.
Does it have to be yes or no?
Nope. So red, 4, horseshoe. It's already starting out to be an affirmative, good luck, and blessings from the gods and the ancestors. The white 2, stork, which whatever your question was, the answer or the outcome will be one that produces for you, that will help whatever it is that you are asking about, working towards manifesting to double or multiply. The green 3 is ladder, which indicates a movement into success.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Anybody else? Alright, so give me the white one. That one is not included. So you have the red, okay, the red 2, which is a fateful omen. You're gonna have to roll again, and we will have to do some cleansing and blessings on you. But the red 2 denotes a powerful, painful omen that is surrounding you and whatever it is that you asked about. The green 1 is the snail, and it means that health issues, mental health issues, issues that would require some healthcare providers to intervene is also upon you. But because you did get the red 2, one of the malefics, you roll all of them again, including the black dice. Grab those ones as well. Okay, so this time around, you got the red 6, which is the bat, which is a less painful omen. And it is one that will require you to do some kind of offering in order to abate the bad omen. The white 3, heart, is about relationships, and it's calling on you in the combination of the bat. It's calling on you to re-examine your relationships, pay attention to the people who seem like they're not that invested in you, and maybe think about cutting that off as one of the offerings to get yourself back on track. The green 3 is the ladder, which means that once you kind of manage that, you will be in a place to receive the success that you're looking for. And the black 1 means that the whole aspect of misfortune that is upon you is as a result of conflicts, arguments, unnecessary debates, and opposition and objection. Others appear to have no faith in you and what you have to offer, and that's kind of like at the heart of the problem. So with that being said, let's give you your first cleansing. All right, place your hands in the prayer position.
There we go.
And then when Rick comes back around, we're gonna call you up. Anybody else for the dice? Red 5, beetle. So a lot of hard work that's coming up upon you, but it's going to require some serious determination. It's going to be a time for you to will yourself into action, will yourself into movement, even if the motivation might not be there. The white 1 is the sun. So that's a sign for maybe allowing your ambition to propel you while you are not maybe feeling motivated. Just remember that like you are working for something. The sun promises success and illumination and kind of like recognition for your virtue. The green 4 is the key. So as things conclude for you, you will have the key to any door or window or gate that you want to walk through. The key is one of those phenomenal omens because it's a skeleton key, basically, and you can use it to open any door that you wish to open. Anyone else?
So basically, this is get your ass on the chair.
Excellent. So your red 3 is boat. You going somewhere sometime soon? You taking a little trip somewhere?
I'm thinking.
All right. Well, the oracle says, yeah, there's a trip coming, and it's going to be a blessed trip. The white 6 is the crossroads, which means that you will be able to, or you will be confronted with multiple different directions that you could take. You can make any decision in any direction, and they will all seem very realistic for you. However, with the crossroads, it also means that there will be people trying to tell you what choice to make, as if they know what's best for you. And in order for you to make the right choice, you have to ignore all of that and really listen to your higher self, listen to that internal guiding system. The green 1 is, again, it's the snail, and it talks about health issues, mental health issues, checking with any of your providers on anything that might be outstanding or anything that might be bothering you. Even if you feel like it might not be a big deal, just, if you can, go to whatever provider it is and, just like get it checked out, get it looked at, get it off your chest, what have you.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anyone else? Excellent. The red 2, also the skull, also some painful, dangerous energy around you or surrounding you. The white 6, again, crossroads. So you can go any direction, you can do a bunch of things. With that skull on you, though, it does kind of indicate that the energy that's attached to you is going to go with you wherever you go. Whatever decision you make, it's going to be impacted by that energy that's upon you. The things that people say to you might either make that energy stronger or make, if it's a spirit of misfortune, so to speak, it might make it more bold, might make it want to act in erratic kind of ways. And then the green 2 is lightning, which is also another malefic kind of role.
Yeah.
Literally, like, if you could think about the most random bad thing that could happen, it would be to like walk outside and get struck by lightning. Like, it's like, damn,
Yeah.
like, fuck me, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And so when you are at these crossroads, be careful, pay attention. Let's start the cleansing process right now. But first, we're gonna do a re-roll.
Okay.
And figure out where the misfortune is coming from or what domain, and also what we can do to manage that.
Yeah.
So the black 5 is the snake. So there is some stuff that you have maybe not been paying attention to,
Right.
or things that you didn't think were a problem that actually were the problem. There were some maybe red flags that you saw that you didn't address, or that like maybe you preferred to avoid, you didn't think it was that big of a deal, end up being that big of a deal. The red 5 is the beetle, so you're gonna have to pay attention a lot. It's gonna take a lot of determination, a lot of scrutiny and vigilance to pay attention to how this bad energy is impacting you and how subtle it can be. The white 4 is the knife. So that is going to be some kind of cord cutting or blade ritual where you cut certain things out or cut certain situations out on purpose. And then the green 2 is the lightning again. So this means that in addition to the knife work, you're gonna need some like lightning help. So lightning water, lightning struck quartz, fulgurite, those kinds of things. And when the lightning comes up here as a curative, what I do is I have lightning struck water.
Right.
And I do have some fulgurite, so I can get that to you probably as soon as Monday. If you want, or I can bring it by tomorrow or something and leave it here for you. So yeah, you will need that. And hold up. Okay, go ahead and prep position. Anyone else? Okay, the red 2. That's also some dangerous energy about you. Oh wait, that's a 3. Nope, that's a 2. That is a 2. All right, yep. So it's got the dangerous energy about you. So we will need to re-roll with the black one. The white 3 heart. So even though you do have this dangerous energy about you or circling you, you are able to trust in the relationships that are around you and the friendships that you have. And the green 1 is again healthcare. So visit your healthcare providers, get those checkups done, get that blood work done, any of the stuff that needs to happen. Get it looked at and checked out. That way, you can get that taken care of and abated. Okay. They're all this month, but I now all 4 of them this time. The nature of your misfortune is the black 4. It's the cross. So it is misfortune due to stress, burden, responsibilities, and people-pleasing behavior that you are not meant to be engaging in. So if you are helping folks out that don't deserve your help, let them flounder. If you are taking on responsibilities that belong to other people, let them handle it. Do not let their stress kill you, or hurt you, or harm you, or any other kind of way. The red 5 means, again, it's going to take some determination. You're going to have to be vigilant. You're going to have to recognize, very quickly, where the stress is coming from, where the people-pleasing is behaving, and learn to say no, even if it bothers you. You have to be determined to do that. The white 6 is the crossroads, so there might be a lot of people asking you about things, trying to get you to do things, maybe trying to encourage you to sub out for them or what have you. Don't do that. Pay attention to your own higher self, and you determine where you need to be placing your energy. If it's for your own ministry, it's for your own ministry. If it's for your own fundraising, or for your own charity or whatever it is, it's based on you, it's directed by you, it's originated by you. But you are not to be the crutch or the stilts or the anything for anyone else who is trying to pin stuff to you that you didn't already agree to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you got the green 1 again. Definitely make all your appointments and go to the doctor. Okay. Open up your hands. Position. Anyone else?
I got a note, so thanks for the blessings, bye everyone.
Thank you for calling Rising Goddess. This is Dan. How can I help you? She's not on her house. Can I help you with that?
Okay, red 2, dangerous stellar energy. The white 3, heart. So you could trust your friendships and relationships as places of safety and security. And then the green 1, again, you're going to need to visit those providers, either physical health, mental health, something like that, whatever it is that is the source of that stress that's leading to the potential for sickness and pain or what have you. Because like again, stress, it's like it will get all of us. Like that's the thing that makes us vulnerable to all manner of physical diseases and mental calamities. So get that checked out. Make sure you make any of those appointments that are already in place. If you need to make some and get some correct. It's time to red 3. So one of the things that might be helpful for you is to go on a little trip. Maybe not that far if you don't want to. Maybe it could be a staycation, but definitely some travel will do you good. The white 2 is the sort, allowing yourself, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever your current creative venture is, allowing that to be free and allowing it to multiply and serve you on multiple levels is going to be helpful for you. And again, with the snail, go to these healthcare appointments. Make them, go to them, get the checkup, do the follow-up, do the thing. Again, for you, the nature of this misfortune is the cross. So that is, again, misfortune due to stress, burdens, and responsibilities, people-pleasing behaviors. So no means no, I can't means I can't, I'm not going to means I'm not going to. Prayer position. Anyone else? Excellent job. The red 4, horseshoe. Again, some blessings, some good luck, some ordained good fortune upon you. The white 6, that's the crossroads, your ability to make choices that will lead you in any direction. It will likely be a blessed direction. However, you did get the green, which is the lightning, which is also a painful, kind of dangerous omen. So when it comes to the choices that you make, be careful who you listen to, be careful who you get advice from. Some of the advice might not be for your best good, and it might be that advice that leads you down the road with a big old lightning bolt like sticking out of your head. So be careful of that. Yeah, so not all of the advice that you get is going to be for your best good. So just beware of when people tell you what you should do, where you should go, how you should think about things. Allow those to come from your own higher self, your own intuition. At the end of the day, you do kind of know better about you than other people. You know what I'm saying? The nature of your misfortune is the black 6, and it's danger due to accidents. Beware of high speeds, high altitudes, overdoses, knowingly taking things for granted is what leads to harm. So the stuff that you think might not be hurting you actually might be the thing that's hurting you. to beware all warning labels and take them seriously. Your red 4, again, you still have great ancestral blessings or divine blessings upon you. And spending some time out in the sun, as indicated by the light 1, is going to be helpful for you and curative for you. And then also that green 1, following up with any healthcare or medical appointments or procedures, talking to any doctors about any outstanding things that they need to be doing for you is also going to be helpful for you. Yes.
Okay.
Position. Okay. And then anyone who had to get their hands anointed, y'all get the Reiki first. Mm-hmm. Then, yep. Okay. And then everybody else, come up behind them. Land on. Land on your shoulder. And then if you just place your hands on them. Mm-hmm. With the permission of our higher selves, we call down this healing power, this universal God energy, maybe from Hetheru herself. We call upon her to realign us and to readjust us, to restore us and cure us, to illuminate us to our wellness and our well-being, and to help eradicate those things that bring us into danger, that remove us from favor. We act as conduits for the divine will. We are the torches and God is the light. And through our wills and the wills of our higher selves, all that is wrong we make right. We are open to and we receive the divine healing that God has for us. We accept it. We integrate it for our highest goods. We accept all things that benefit us and that calibrate us, and we reject all things that disturb us and move us into unalignment or disalignment. So let it be.
So let it be.
And if any of y'all who did have the painful rose want some more milk, I would say go ahead and drink some more of that milk. There's plenty left. But it is, aside from like a community thing, it is also that healing potion. You can pour it on your hands, you can drink it, you can rub it on your body if you want to, whatever you feel like doing. So this concludes our service for today. Thanks everyone for coming and joining us, and may the blessing be upon you now and at all times.
That's the one, yeah.
Thank you.